ships to learn of traveling machines, wandering the galaxy and picking up some friends. Who knows where they'll wander in the end? From this far-off planet comes a crew that skims the skies. Fewster is the captain, she is watchful and she's wise. Plotnik is the scientist with brains that bow to none. Ooga-Booga is the one if you wanna have some fun. Matt is only human, so he makes the perfect guide. Join the tour as they explore the planet Earth worldwide.
Ooga-Booga. Ooga-Booga.
So, if I go to the Orion constellation, then go to Pluto, hang a left, and then go beyond the Milky Way, I can find the planet where you guys are from.
That's right, my Earthling friend. Of course, you must make sure that you have properly charted your spheroid healer and make sure that your Guibo Zorb is fully charged before making such a journey. Oh, yes, you mustn't forget to bring along a cosmic orb in case of a freak molecular storm.
Wow! Maybe someday I could go to your planet. But for now, you're here to learn about mine. Boy, am I glad I met you guys.
No, we're the lucky ones, Matt. You never know what can happen when you're in a place you've never been before.
I'm picking up a really strange noise that is rapidly getting closer and closer. The Magnello Jello says that it's an extremely large object that weighs possibly several thousand pounds. Quick, everyone, hide!
Wait a minute. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a freight train passing by.
A freight train?
A freight train?
Ooga-Booga?
Yes, a freight train. A freight train is a large vehicle that carries people or things from one place to another. It is also called the railroad because the wheels run on a track or a rail that has been laid down. I can't believe that anyone who could build a spaceship as sophisticated as this has never heard of a freight train. They really are fascinating. Here, look, I'll show you. The train that is going by the ship right now is called a freight train. It's called a freight train because it is used to haul freight. Freight can be many things. Freight can be food that is being shipped from a farm to the store. It can be cars that have come from another country and are on their way to car dealers around the country. Or it can be building materials that are coming from a factory and will be used as part of someone's house somewhere. Freight can be just about anything, and a freight train can be used to haul just about anything. The most important part of a train is the engine, or locomotive, as it is also called. This is the part of the train that makes it go. Locomotives are very large and very powerful. They have to be able to pull so much weight, up hills, through tunnels, and over bridges. The freight is loaded onto the cars of the train. There are different kinds of cars on a train. There are box cars, flat cars, gondola cars, all different kinds of cars on a freight train. Oh yeah, I almost forgot one kind of car, the caboose. The caboose is the last car on a train.
Okay, I understand what a freight train is for, and that it has all kinds of different cars and hauls all kinds of different stuff, but how come some of the trains carry people?
Well, people need to get from one place to another, and riding a train is a great way to do it. Trains that take people from one place to another are called passenger trains. Passenger trains come in many shapes and sizes and have been around a long time. The very first trains date way back to the early 1800s. The Europeans discovered that trains are a great way to get from one place to another. In the United States, one of the first and most famous trains was called the Tom Thumb. And later, the building of the Transcontinental Railroad made it easier for people to settle the old western frontier. So you see, trains have been around a long time and have played an important role in history.
These trains seem to be very strong machines. But something that big and strong can't be very smart.
Actually, trains are just machines. They don't have minds. But there is someone who operates the train and tells it what to do and where to go. This person is called the engineer. The engineer is the person who rides in the locomotive. Just like every automobile needs a driver, every train needs an engineer. The engineer is the person who guides the train.
What I've done to make the engine go is to release the brake and advance the throttle to apply power to make the engine go forward. Very simple machine once you realize how to operate one. You basically have a throttle to make it go, a switch to make it go forwards and reverse, and air brakes to make it stop.
The engineer is not the only person who works for the railroad. Before you can get on a train, you have to buy a ticket. This person is the ticket agent. The ticket agent is the person who sells you your ticket. This person is the conductor. The conductor's job is to make sure that all of the passengers have a ticket and are on the right train. If you ever have a problem while you are on a train, the conductor is the person to see. This person is the chef on the train. The chef works in the dining car. This is the car of the train where people go to eat when they get hungry. Since a lot of people ride the train for a long time, they need a nice place to eat. That is what the dining car is for. who ride the train for a long time also need a place to sleep, and that is what the sleeping car is for. The sleeping car is also called the Pullman car. It is called the Pullman car because it was invented by Mr. George Pullman. This car has beds in it so that people who are tired can go lie down and sleep while the train is still moving. There are all kinds of people who work on the railroad.
I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Don't you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morn. Don't you hear the captain shouting? Dinah, blow your horn. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo and singing fee-fi, fiddly-I-O, fee-fi, fiddly-I-O, fee-fi, fiddly-I-O, strumming on the old banjo.
Passenger trains are a very important means of transportation. In some parts of the world, it is the only way for people to get around.
Ooga-Booga, Ooga-Booga!
Yeah, isn't that a neat train, Ooga-Booga? That train is called a subway. Subways are trains that go under the ground as well as above the ground. Millions of people in all parts of the world ride subways every day. People use subways as a fast and easy way to get to work. They are just like other passenger trains in that they have an engineer and they ride on a track. The difference is that they only go for a shorter distance, and much of the time they go under the ground. But they do get you where you're going quickly and easily, and they sure beat sitting in traffic jams.
Trains look like they're lots of fun to ride.
Yes, if we stay on Earth for a while, maybe we can take a ride in one.
I want to be the engineer.
And I'll get to ride in the caboose.
I don't think they'd let aliens from outer space ride on a train, but I wouldn't want to be the one to try and stop you. What do you think of trains, Ooga-Booga?
Ooga-Booga! Ooga-Booga, Ooga-Booga, hey! Ooga-Booga, 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 Ooga-Booga.
Trains, there are many different cars. Trains, ride on rails that travel far. Trains, people working on the tracks. Engineers and conductors keep those trains a-comin' Matt is only human, so he makes the perfect guide. Join the tour as they explore the planet Earth worldwide.
Ooga-Booga, Ooga-Booga!
What is it, Ooga-Booga? Ah, another message from our home world.
What's it say?
It seems they need some information about airplanes.
Airplanes? I can tell you all about airplanes. They're giant silver birds that live in nests called airports.
And they're pretty friendly, too, because there's always humans around.
Ooga-Booga.
I'll go send that report out right now.
Well, wait a minute, Plotnik. Airplanes aren't birds.
They're not?
No. Airplanes are machines that fly.
Why would anybody need a machine that can fly?
Well, there are lots of reasons, but usually planes carry people or cargo from one place to another.
Well, why don't humans just use a molecular transporter?
Well, nobody's invented one yet.
Oh. I'm still confused, though. Why don't you come over to the All-Sea and show us what you mean? Now, where should I set it for?
Well, if you're going to be looking for planes, the best place to look is the airport.
Ooga-Booga.
Airport, airport, airport.
There are all kinds of planes at the airport.
That baby plane, it must be one of the first planes since it's so small, right?
No, Fewster. It's small because it doesn't need to carry as many passengers.
Oh.
Most of the big planes are owned by airlines. Those are companies that fly people wherever they want to go. Each day, airlines will have flights from one city to lots of others. People who want to travel to one city just call up and buy a ticket for a specific flight. Then, they go to the airport to catch the plane. When they arrive at the airport, a skycap will take their luggage and see that it gets on their plane. Once the luggage is taken by the skycap, you go into the terminal. That's where you go to get on your plane. The plane gets loaded with food, water, and fuel. Then the people get on the plane.
Oh, why does a plane need fuel if they have food and water, too?
Well, the food and water is for the people on the plane, not the plane.
Well, if the planes don't eat food and water, how do they fly?
Well, a plane flies using a special kind of fuel called gasoline.
Isn't that what cars use?
Well, yes, cars do use gasoline, but this is a different kind called high octane. It is much more powerful than ordinary gasoline. These planes can hold hundreds of gallons of this high octane fuel.
Ooga-Booga.
Going to the airport, getting on a jet. Have to pack my clothes first, haven't done it yet. Going to the airport, getting on a jet. Have to find out tickets, haven't done it yet. Have to pack my suitcase now, have to pack my suitcase now. Have to pack my suitcase now, going on a jet. Put my suitcase in the car, put my suitcase in the car, put my suitcase in the car, going on a jet. Check the suitcase at the desk, check the suitcase at the desk, check the suitcase at the desk, going on a jet. Oh, where did my suitcase go? Oh, where did my suitcase go? Oh, where did my suitcase go? Going on a trip. It's going on the plane right now, it's going on the plane right now, going on the plane right now, going on the trip.
Once the people have boarded the plane, the pilot and co-pilot review the instruments in the cockpit.
What's a cockpit?
Oh, that's the compartment in the plane where the pilot, co-pilot, and navigator sit and fly the plane.
This is the cockpit area up in the front of the airplane where the pilots do most of their work from, where they actually fly the airplane from. You'll notice that there are 2 seats in the cockpit. These seats are occupied by 2 pilots, both who are qualified to fly the airplane from takeoff to landing and to handle any kind of abnormal situations that might come up during the flight. In front of each pilot, you'll notice a control wheel. This control wheel is very similar to the steering wheel in your mother and father's car. To turn the airplane, you simply turn the steering wheel in the direction you'd like to go. Also in front of each pilot, you have a set of rudder pedals. These pedals help to make nice, smooth turns when the pilot's turning the aircraft. In between the two pilots, you have a couple of levers. These levers control the power put out by the engines. By pushing the power levers forward, the airplane will go faster. By pulling the power levers back, the airplane will go slower. Up in front of the control wheel are a couple of areas that have instruments and gauges, and these instruments and gauges tell the pilots exactly what the airplane is doing. We call them the instrument panel. I'll just point out a few of the instruments here. The most important one probably is this instrument. It's called an attitude indicator. And by simply a glance, the pilot can tell whether the airplane is in level flight or if it's turning one way or the other. Right beside it, we have our airspeed indicator, which tells the pilot exactly how fast the airplane is going. Over on the other side, we have the altimeter, which tells the pilot how high the airplane is, or what we call its altitude. And then down below, we have a compass, which tells the pilots which direction the airplane is going and which direction we'd like it to go. Those are basically the main points of all airplanes. Every airplane will have these kinds of instruments and these kinds of flight controls.
Falcon 0 Romeo Alpha, Amanda, make a right turn. Proceed on runway 10, left turn on runway 10, then a left turn on runway 4. Airbus will make...
Those are the instructions from the control tower. That's a place in the airport that watches all of the planes taking off and landing around the airport. The people in the control tower are called air traffic controllers. They use a device called a radar screen to watch all of the planes in the area. Then they tell each plane's captain what runway he should use to take off or land on.
Ah, very similar to the space dock supervisors of Rigel 7.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, the air traffic controllers tell the pilot what runway he should use, and when the path is clear, the plane takes off.
So, how fast do planes travel? 2,000, 3,000 miles an hour?
Not quite, Plotnik. Things are a little slower here on Earth. Most planes travel between 300 and 500 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh, that's slow.
Maybe on Quirky Corky that's slow, but here on Earth, planes are the fastest form of transportation.
Really?
Yes. As a matter of fact, planes have dramatically changed the world. Places that used to be unreachable can now be reached quite easily. Before planes, it could take days or even weeks to get to certain places on Earth. With planes, people and supplies can be anywhere on the planet in no time at all. Planes have really opened up the world.
So planes do carry more than people?
Yes. In fact, the first big use of planes was to carry mail across the country. Now more planes carry cargo than they carry people.
What is this cargo you keep talking about?
Well, cargo can be just about anything. It can be packages, boxes, or crates. It can be food, medicine, or machines. Cargo is anything that is not living and carried on a plane.
Is that what those small planes are used for?
Well, sometimes. Small planes are also owned by business people who want the convenience of flying where and when they want. Most small planes, though, are used by people who just like to fly.
Why do a lot of those small planes have fans on them?
Fans? Oh, you mean propellers.
I guess so.
You guys may know a lot about spaceships, but you sure need some help with airplanes.
This is a Cessna 172 single-engine general aviation airplane, and it holds 4 passengers. This is the cowling that goes over the engine. It drives the propeller, which takes the airplane through the air. The propeller causes thrust, which makes the airplane move forward. Some planes are the propeller driven, or they're jet engines, and jet planes would not have a propeller. This is the wing, and probably the most important part of the airplane. As the wing moves through the air, The air separates and goes over the wing and under the wing. The air that moves over the wing has to move faster. Consequently, it causes a lower pressure and the wing moves up. These are the flaps and what are most important in slowing the airplane down, particularly when you're coming in for a landing. At the other end of the wing are what's called the ailerons, and that's French for little wing, and they provide the ability for the plane to turn right or left. This is the fuselage, and the passengers sit in the front and baggage is stored in the back. This is the tail, which stabilizes the airplane. This is the horizontal stabilizer. Attached to it is the elevator, which causes the plane to go up or down for climbs or descents. This is the rudder. It causes the airplane to go right or left. And both the elevator and the rudder are attached to control surfaces in the cockpit of the airplane.
Do you understand planes better now?
I think so. Planes use either propellers or jet engines to fly. They have a lot of jobs. Planes can carry people, mail or cargo, and are a lot of fun, too.
They sure are. I once flew to see my grandmother in Chicago and had a great time.
Ooga-Booga, Ooga-Booga.
No, Ooga-Booga, you can't fly in a plane today.
Why not?
The last time Ooga-Booga flew, you remember what happened?
Ooga-Booga. What? What happened the last time Ooga-Booga flew?
We were flying over the slime swamps of Akuso. When Ooga-Booga got so excited, she started jumping up and down.
Well, what's wrong with that?
She jumped up and down so hard that she went through the bottom of the spaceship and landed in the slime swamps. It took 2 days to get all the slime off of her.
Ooga-Booga, Ooga-Booga.
Well, I know you needed a bath, Ooga-Booga, but that's not the way to go about it.
Planes can take people round the map. Planes, wings and wheels and then there's flaps. Planes, big and small and in between, with more buttons, dials and switches than you have ever seen. Matt is only human, so he makes the perfect guide. Join the tour as they explore the planet Earth worldwide.
Look at those long cars. They must carry a lot of human beings around.
But those aren't cars, Fewster. Those are trucks. You see, trucks carry lots of things from one place to another.
I like trucks, and they make a lot of neat sounds, sort of like our thrumbo-mumbo-jumbo generator back home on Quirky Corky. Are they all red? That's my favorite color.
Not all trucks are red, Fewster. They come in all colors, sizes, and shapes. What's wrong with Ooga-Booga?
She misses her thrumbo-mumbo-jumbo generator. That was her favorite toy back home.
Don't worry, Ooga-Booga. There are lots of trucks on Earth. You want to take a ride on one with my friend Joseph and his grandfather, the truck driver?
Ooga-Booga, Ooga-Booga.
Plotnik, can you calibrate the time displacement machine back to September 5th?
The time displacement machine is now calibrated. Brace yourselves. We are entering the time warp zone at 4.2 Indo-warp.
Look, there's Joseph's grandfather now. And look at that huge tractor-trailer truck he is driving.
Hi, Granddad.
Hi, Joseph. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Well, let's go haul some books.
Have a good time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. We're going to go haul books. You like to haul books, don't you, Joseph?
For real?
Yeah, we're going to the library. Are you ready to go? Well, we better get the map out and see where we're going today, hadn't we? Here's where we are, and we're going to go way up here. That's where the library is.
Are we gonna go to the bay, Granddad?
We'll see the bay, Joseph. We'll see the bay.
Hi.
Here we are, Joseph. Let's get out and see if we can't unload some books for these people, okay?
What happens in the library?
Libraries are neat places. They have books, recordings, and videos. And the people that work in libraries can help you with any questions you may have.
Absolutely fascinating. I have several areas of interest. I'd like to study about trucks. Is it possible to take some books home so I can learn about the different kinds of trucks and what they're used for?
Sure. Hey, look at the all-seat. They're unloading the truck at the library now.
Do all of Earth's trucks take books to libraries?
Oh, no. Trucks are used for all kinds of things. They can carry toys, trash, clothing, water.
Water? How do trucks carry water? Is it done through molecular reconstruction, assimilation, or combination?
Water is carried in a tank truck. There are special trucks for everything. Trucks that carry cement to build a new building, or trucks that have cranes to lift things high up in the air, or trucks that carry other trucks and cars.
Ooga-Booga! Ooga-Booga!
Not quite Ooga-Booga. A tank truck looks more like this.
I'm a special truck, I pull trucks too. If your car breaks down, I'm there for you. What kind of truck am I? A tow truck, a tow truck, a tow truck, a tow truck. I visit your house maybe twice a week when you have lots of trash and it kind of stinks. What kind of truck am I? A trash truck, a trash truck, a trash truck, a trash truck. You'll hear me jingle in the summertime. I have the flavors chocolate, lemon, and lime. What kind of truck am I? An ice cream truck, an ice cream truck, an ice cream truck, an ice cream truck. I carry the letters to your house each day. Rain or snow doesn't keep me away. What kind of truck am I? A mail truck, a mail truck, a mail truck, a mail truck. I drive the books from town to town. If you can't come out, I'll bring the books around. What kind of truck am I? A bookmobile, a bookmobile, a bookmobile, a bookmobile. I have a siren and lights that flash. If there's a fire, I'll get there fast. What kind of truck am I? A fire truck, a fire truck, a fire truck, a fire truck.
My name is Ann. I drive a truck. I haul fruits and vegetables to grocery stores and warehouses. Anywhere you get your food, it comes from me. truck under them. They sit on legs, and you have to crank them up before you move them. You have to check your truck out every time you leave. Make sure everything's working properly.
Look! Joseph and his grandfather are what you earthlings call on the road again.
I think they're going to stop and eat at a truck stop.
Ooh, is that where they feed the trucks the nutrients they require?
No, that is where they feed the truck drivers. The trucks can also fill up on gasoline and get their engines checked while they're there.
What do you want to eat? I'll have a hamburger and french fries, too. See this big red truck here? That's from Canada. There's a red one just like our green one. Isn't that blue in there pretty? That's an international. Who's that green truck belong to over there?
Ah!
That's ours, isn't it? Here's the windshield wiper.
Can I try one of these?
Yeah, you can try one of those.
This must be the gauges and switches of the Earthling's truck control panel.
Yes, Plotnik. They can tell all kinds of things about the truck and how it is running. The odometer tells how many miles they have driven. The speedometer tells how fast they are going. And the fuel gauge tells how much gas they have. Driving a truck is sure different than driving this spaceship, huh, Ooga-Booga?
Ooga-Booga.
Where is your steering wheel?
Right here. We don't use steering wheels in our ships. We use this to guide us.
Do you have your space driver authorization?
You mean a driver's license?
As captain of this ship, and by the authority of the laws of Quirky Corky, I hereby present you with this honorary space driver's license.
Ooga-Booga.
Ready for the countdown, Plotnik?
On your count, Captain.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have forward force.
Carry stuff here and there. Trucks can go most everywhere. Trucks, all colors, size, and styles, like fire engines, trailer trucks, moving all the way. Matt is only human, so he makes the perfect guide. Join the tour as they explore the planet Earth worldwide.
Do you want to learn more about transportation? Go to your library. They have books, recordings, and videos. All sorts of neat stuff to see and do.
Ooga-Booga, Ooga-Booga.
Tell 'em Matt and Ooga-Booga sent you.